Hello. Hello. I'm not actually sure what I'm running today. Maybe I should do Crystal Cove, huh? What do you think about Crystal Cove? Let's see if it's open or not. Hello and welcome to the weekly Wednesday lunchtime live stream here on twitch.tv/DDO youtube.com/DungeonsandDragons/live, and facebook.com/DDO Unlimited. I am DDO's Community Manager Cordovan, and I'm on Khyber, level 29. My fighter named Armagh. He who was formerly known as Beefheart the Vegetarian. I think we're going to check out Crystal Cove, see how things are going over there. And probably run that. If not, you know, if people aren't turning stuff in, then I don't know, we'll kind of figure it out. So, how do we sit? 84? Yeah, we're looking good. Cool. Do I have anything? Nope. No treasure map pieces for me. Hello, hello, hello. How's it going? We've got... Oh, actually, I don't even know what our bonus is. I haven't done the Chronicle yet. Let me check that out. Yes, today I'm going to put together the DDO Chronicle. For those of you who care, I usually try to get it done on Tuesday, but now that I have the Lotro Beacon, and that has to be localized in French and German, that needs to come first. So I tend to get that out the door first thing, and then work on the Chronicle. And I ran out of time. Oh, yeah, we got a good one. So, besides this being the last weekend for Crystal Cove runs through August 13th, so through Sunday. On Thursday here, you know, usually late morning Eastern time, we're going to be having a buddy bonus. A 10% per party member other than yourself XP boost. No raids. Kicks off on Thursday and also runs through Sunday. So that's very cool. Good time to be getting that XP stuff. You know, one of the things about Crystal Cove that I tend to see a lot of people not do, and I don't really understand why they don't do it, is I see a lot of people running Crystal Cove in their level-capped characters. There's a lot of XP in Crystal Cove. You run that mine stuff enough to upgrade all your junk, and you're getting a lot of XP, so you're kind of wasting it if you're level 30. IMO. I know I've been on Thelanis the last couple of nights running it on my level, well, was 9, now 11, so that tells you something. Dragonborn. And that's been pretty hot. So, basically the one piece I personally have left to do, and then I'm just going to kind of collect for whatever ends up happening, is I really want to upgrade my, I think it's the Cunning Trinket, the one that gives you Earthguard. I want to try to get it up to tier 2 so I can get the Earthguard on my Dragonborn level 11. It'll be pretty useful there, so, yep. Could we get a Reaper bonus pot, a long-lasting ability pot, etc. for Mysterious Remnants? Well, I'm tempted to say that if we were to do something like that, it would likely be in the DDO store because, you know, gotta pay them bills. But, maybe eventually. I know we've talked about it, you know, doing that kind of thing, but we've just never really taken the jump to do it, so. Only 4 inventory tabs rookie? Yeah, I know, but that's all I really need on this character right now. I tend to get more inventory when I need it, but I don't really need it right now, so, you know. Armagh is not... Well, that's interesting. Sure, why not? Alright, so we're going to go in at level 30. I will do torch running. Why don't we send someone to just kind of clear east and west, and we'll have someone stick in the middle and just kind of float around as needed. How many times have you started Crystal Cove being like, oh, I just need a couple more torches, only to remember that you could have had them had you gone back to the entrance of the quest? My strategy, I usually max out torches, max out kobold workers, get all 3 or 2 teleporters as I can. Then I go and start running. The person in the center usually will go and get worker barrels and drop them down, so that the person doing the torch running doesn't have to deal with barrels. And that's usually the way I tend to do it. And I know, so it's a little controversial, and no big surprise, you know, people are like, oh, you don't know what you're doing. I do, I've been running this. My personal theory is I don't care what's going down west or east. I find scouting is a waste of time to some extent. I just go, I usually jet west, then jet east, get the stuff in the center, head down to the waterfall, call it done. Maybe people are going to be like, no, why would you do such a stupid thing? But you know what? It works for me. Alright, I think we got all the... Oh. Cool. Got enough for a teleporter?
Your party has acquired a kobold teleporter.
So someone call out who wants to stay in the center. Alright, should be good here. Yeah, I know, you know, a lot of people send scouts, and there's nothing wrong with your strategy. I mean, it's perfectly fine. It may be most
East north
optical.
of the shrine, there's a few greens, a couple purples, not a lot.
Alright. But I figure, you know, always be collecting, always be selling, you know? And if you're doing that, then you're fine. That is my personal opinion. Like I say, I know not everyone's going to agree with me on that. Alright, I'm going to send these guys through. I'm going to pick up that last teleporter, pick up my torches, and then head west, then head east.
Still grim.
I don't tend to do with the barrels. I find it's best if the person who's hanging in the center does barrels. That way, you just don't have to deal with it as the person.
Your party has acquired a kobold teleporter.
Alright, there we go. But again, you know, your mileage may vary. That's the way I tend to find that it works best. You know, I'm just kind of keeping grinding, right? So I don't worry so much about, you know, some of the other specifics there. But, you know, there are people who would disagree with that strategy, and that is perfectly fine. One strategy that
down to the waterfall is kind of empty. Waterfall don't look so good yet.
Alright, yeah, I'm heading west first, and then we'll just kind of see where we end up. Oops. I usually just take a straight shot down to the wall here. Gosh darn it. Come on, you stupid incense torch. There we go.
Okay, here's your teleporter.
Man, my torching ain't so good on this computer. So, oh, hey, speaking of computer update, since I know all of you care about my personal computing, nobody does. But I care deeply. My computer is set up. I got a brand new computer for the first time in like 12 years, and it is amazing. It's got that new computer amazingness. You know, when you first get a brand new computer and you're like, the internet is so fast. Computers, how can everything be so amazing? And there you go, right? So, I am in that honeymoon period on the new computer. It is real hot, though, I have to say. That computer is... I've got DDO on Ultra, DX11, everything just absolutely maxed out. Silky smooth frame rate, and I know lag exists,
Hopefully the west side's better.
but it
the
is
east
not
is not
existing
so good.
for me. Yeah, I'm
Just
seeing
a
some
bunch
good
of green.
purples here. If it's really bad on the east side, I'll just head down to the west side waterfall instead of heading east.
Well, I'm traveling west now. Let's see what it looks like. I've not seen the progenitor yet.
You know, I usually don't worry about the progenitor crystal. That's just me. Okay, we got over here, we got over here. Alright, I'll head this way.
You have acquired your quota.
So I was going to say there's a strategy that has been used in the guild I'm in on Thelanis, which I hadn't typically done, but I have found has been pretty helpful. So the person running torches will usually end up on the east side waterfall, right? And it's a fairly long trek to get back from the east side waterfall to the middle again if you want to switch direction or what have you. So what I've found is the person in the center will swap essentially a little more than halfway through the clock. Once the east side waterfall is basically cleared out and ready to go, the person on the center will basically pull up the torches over by the entrance. That way the kobolds don't take an extraneous trip down east, and then start laying it west. Like I said, it's something I hadn't really done much of, but works out really well because it saves you a handful of minutes that you could simply be doing. Yeah, otherwise you'd be pulling your torches and sometimes getting kobolds kind of doing their thing. The nice thing, of course, and the one thing I don't have on this character is Dimension Door. Dimension Door is extremely useful to just kind of quick go back on the and get what you need when it becomes necessary. Like right now, I clearly need a few more torches. But I'll deal with that in a sec. I should switch. I think I've got an undead beater here somewhere, I just don't know where it is. If anyone is sitting on a bunch of torches and is relatively near me, bring them over and drop them off. Cool, I got 3 incense torches, that worked out. Where did they go? Oh, they're just there. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna actually pull up here and head back east. There's just not much over on the west here either. We'll just take care of what we can through the loop. I usually try to actually, my personal theory, like I say, I usually just hit center, then hit west, then hit east. I usually try to start hitting east earlier than I am right now. I'll do it at around, say, 13, 14 minutes. But because I had heard that west side was just kind of dead, I stuck her a little bit. I went down to the east waterfall, which I don't actually usually do, but that's okay. And I could be a little bit smarter. You get really good after a while at figuring out where you need to send, or how far apart you can go in the torches. I'm being a little lazy on it, because I don't want to skip my torches. Plus I've got plenty of them. Ah, good. Nice set of purples over here. One's a little smoking, unsure how far it's going to last, but we'll see. Alright, we've got kobolds incoming. Looks like they've cleared off this side. Sorry, I'm not really paying too much attention to chat because I really want to concentrate on getting this done. But I'll do that in just a second here for you. So anyway, I like the, so basically, you know, hit the center to get what you need for the resources. I usually go west, go down to the wall, and then unless it's clearly beneficial to start heading off of the branches, I'll pull it up at around 13 minutes or so, then start heading east, go down to the waterfall, then wrap up with the loop. Unless the loop has got a lot of purples, in which case I'll do the loop first. But when I head west, what I'll do is the person in the center who had been guarding the center will pull up the torches at the bottom of the ramp so that the kobolds don't start heading extraneously west once we've cleared out. I'll pull up the torches along the way. That person will have a handful of torches and start heading east. Then it gives me time to catch up to them. I'll start laying the torches down to like the waterfall or the loop. And then that person can go back to the center. That is my quick and easy guide to Crystal Cove. Your mileage may vary. You may disagree. I'd love to hear your tips on it. The purple healing ones have a farther range as far as extension length goes. That is true. I have noticed that as well. Purple ones are great to lay at the beginning so they get healed. That is true. I usually don't go for the progenitor crystal. I'm a weirdo, I guess, like that. But for me, it just seems like a waste of time. It's too much work to get that thing back. That's time you could be spending doing one of a million other things. Alright, cool. They got these purples, so once they go through the teleporters, I'm going to pull that up, and then the last 5 minutes here, I'll probably see if we can get something done with the waterfall. I actually, at home, I've got my left mouse button just set to do... Gosh darn it. Douchebags. Stop killing my kobolds.
The progenitor crystal is all the way south, all the way west.
Kobold worker.
I'm not worried about that.
Alright.
We don't have time to get to the progenitor crystal and get it back. Like when they're like, this one smells funny. The other thing I would do, and this isn't the right character for it, so maybe I really shouldn't be running torches, but cast haste. You can cast haste on the kobolds, and it works.
A kobold worker has died.
I don't care about the progenitor crystal. Maybe I'm a weirdo like that. I never deal with that sort of thing. All right, who's killing our kobolds?
A kobold worker has
All right,
died.
who's killing our kobolds? Do we have any kobolds left? Well, given we only have 2 kobolds left, I guess we're out of luck. Is there a kobold stuck in the wall? What the heck? Alright, dun-dun-dun-dun. Yeah, I mean, I usually do have a scout west, scout east, but they're not really scouts, they're just basically monster killers. Alright, so for the next time around, who wants to lay torches? Let's not make it me. I'll go and protect the line and do some scouting. Someone else step up to do torches. Okay, Gimmicky. There you go. Gimmicky's got it next round here. Yeah, go for it. No problem on the hireling.
In the next round, I'll guard center.
Alright. Sounds like a plan. Just trying to catch up on chat while we have a little bit of time here. Well, see, the Technical 13 says the torches should have a radius circle so you know how far you can go before dropping the next. That is, I mean, it's deliberately set up that you need to learn this stuff. Not everything is supposed to be done for you, right? Figure it out. Yeah, Titan, congratulations. By the way, Titan in chat got a Sword of Shadows last night. Very nice. Yes, always keep mobs off the line. I agree. That is critical. Question, has the DDO team looked at the Barbarian Aura of Fear? I have submitted tickets noting, is it a DC issue? Are monsters immune to you, Barbarian Fear? Will Barbarians get a pads to fix this issue? I am not personally aware of an issue with Barbarian Fear, but I will take your word for it. What issue are you running into? I could dance in. Yeah.
Voice echoes in the cave.
Incoming! Mass Longstrider, great for the kobolds. What a great idea. I hadn't even thought about that one. I dig it. I'm just seeing if I have any potions. I don't. West is probably worth doing a line down to the wall. There's a moderate number of purples here. Unless you're seeing a lot east. So, on the Barbarian Aura of Fear, I don't know. I don't know if someone's looked at it and I'm just not aware of it or what's going on.
Your party has acquired a kobold teleporter.
Progenitor gives you 150 crystals if running above level 20. It appears in one of two specific spots on the map. You are correct.
Incoming west.
It's a good call. I guess maybe I should pay more attention to the Progenitor. The thing is, it takes a lot of work to get it.
Got him.
And if you are spending your time doing that rather than just collecting purples on that, I personally feel you probably are going to get that 150 in the same amount of time it's going to take you to get that Progenitor crystal. But if you are already maxing out your sort of efforts and just need that extra 150 boost, and you can get away with it, you know, it's good. So. How is Ravenloft coming? It is being worked on 100% of the time. We are fully underway on Ravenloft development. We had our very first in-house playthrough of one of the new dungeons yesterday, one of Flimsy Firewood's efforts. I was unfortunately busy working on the other game, so did not get to take part, and I am sad because of it. But that gives you a little sense of what's going on. We're hard at work on questing. Some of the quests are in a testable state. Some of them are in progress, and some of them really are too early to even really get to that point yet. But yeah, it's cooking along, and we're doing pretty good. One of the nice things about the current team is there's a lot of kind of long-term veterans, so they know how to get stuff done, and we can really kind of cook pretty quickly on things without a lot of kind of overhead and that sort. So I think it's going to be well on track and doing quite well. So there you go. Would love to be involved in the development thoughts on intelligent/sentient weapons. How can I participate in those discussions? We will be having a public forum thread on sentient weapons relatively soon. The other option would be in the Players' Council. So Vile One, if you would send me a PM on the forums, just remind me who you are and that you are interested in sentient weapon discussions on the Players' Council, I will consider it. See about maybe getting you on there for a bit if you'd like. Yep, kobolds do not like walking on the line when they feel threatened. That is absolutely true. Oops. Okay, since it's 2.5 months until what you're saying Maybar, but you should be saying Night Revels. That's okay though. So 2.5 months till Night Revels. I need to ask, given the success of fighting lag over the past 2 years, could we please try to use the summoning chamber this year? It's not going to be this year, sorry. And the reason for that is Ravenloft.
You have acquired your quota.
We just don't have time due to Ravenloft. And I'm dropping a few torches on the line here. Okay. But it is something we want to do. Yes. I don't think it's going... We're not going to be doing a 24-person raid setup like that again. It doesn't work. The engine isn't really set for it. It's not a good idea. But that said,
Jack made it to
our
the middle.
plan is to... Alright, I'm clearing out some hobgoblins on the line, then I'll be over there. Our plan is to reuse it in some way, shape, or form for Night Revels in the future. I guess I think just due to timing issues and the need to work on Ravenloft, ideally for a seasonal release, we're just not going to be able to. But we will be doing that, yes. Turn Undead works great in Crystal Cove? I bet it does.
Alright, Jack is gone.
That's true, actually. I used to use Turn Undead quite a bit on these skellies, because, yeah, they're pretty useful things.
Nerman, are you going to monitor the middle?
It looks like we already got that. Just trying to see if we have... Oh, here's skeletons. Trying to get the slay 120 monsters if we can. Any word on trinkets with augment slots coming to the store? I talked to Tolero about it. No real word on it, but it's like, well, maybe, unless there's a reason we shouldn't be doing it. And it's also a matter of how many would they sell, and how much work is it going to take to bring. But assuming all that stuff works out, it's possible that we'll be seeing that. Like I say, our priorities aren't... We're a little heavy on priority right now. So I don't think it's going to be like an immediate thing. But it was something we talked about just recently. Faces asks about true reincarnation instability. I know that that's a big hot forum topic right now. I don't think that it's accurate to say it's become more unstable. It's always a very rare situation, and when it happens, it tends to crop up pretty loudly in the community, which is natural and makes a lot of sense, right? I mean, it's a big deal.
A kobold worker has died.
Damn it. Hey, someone get back to the waterfall. Kobolds are being attacked.
Almost there.
A kobold worker has died.
So anyway, we do have monitoring in place on the affected people. When they get in touch with us, we are sending that report to our engineer, who's doing a deep dive on, that character to see what we can identify there. And we are working on a long-term fix, hopefully. It's a tricky issue, and one we clearly don't like to see. We are working on it. Now is not the appropriate place, though, to really get into details about, what exactly is going to happen. Things could change too much. So anything I'd say, I wouldn't want to be in a position of, quote, promising things that can't be delivered, so...
Which way did he go? Did he follow the line?
But anyway, the long and short of it is I don't think that what we're seeing is a new batch of things. It's just a periodic issue that the unluck of the die has caused problems in recent weeks.
A kobold worker has died.
Cleric domains when? Soon. We're working on a patch for cleric domains, and it'll be out before Ravenloft. It'll be a point update before Ravenloft. Okay. Hipperan says, I noticed Linabelle posted a picture of the sword that is on the loading screen and said it'll be in Ravenloft. She should not have said that. Yes. So the word on this is, it comes up actually surprisingly regularly, which is, hey, what's with this sword that I see on the loading screen, and can we have it? Why is it not in game? For a while it was, quote, lost in the art archives. Linabelle and I did work with the dev team this week to find the item. So we have found the item. It's this sort of greatsword that the person who's, if you've ever seen the ad, is like a blue dragon and they're getting ready to chomp down on it that way. So the trick is we found it. It was made back in the Amrath days for the Archons area, and then never used. So we were able to find it, and we were working on hooking it up to an item yesterday, and the problem that we ran into is we discovered why... Grigar's incoming. We discovered why it wasn't used, and that is it has a severe clipping issue around the hands. So, it can't go live in its current state, because it basically goes through your hands in a way that looks really bad. The reason you don't see it on the marketing shot is because in marketing they were able to kind of do some Photoshop tweaks, things like that, to just sort of not show it at just the right angle so it didn't do it. But it's a thing. So, unfortunately, unless we can get some additional art support to really kind of remake that sword, I don't know that it's going to be in the game. But yes, we looked into it, we found it. It is actually in the game. That's the other piece. It is in the game, and where it's in the game is on the Archons in Trials of the Archons. So if you see the Archons in the Trials of the Archons content, they are actually wielding that sword. That's true, there's a Pirate Hat upgrade that gives a 25% movement speed boost to kobolds. That's a good one too.
Hobbs on the line.
I cannot confirm nor deny that the team reuses weapon styles? I don't know what you mean by that. I mean, we definitely have a pool of looks that we use. We try to make new stuff when we can. But yeah, I mean, we do. Technical 13 wants to raise a question. He doesn't like the proposed favored soul change that you can use either wisdom or charisma for damage, saying basically it'll take away the flavor, entire purpose of favored soul. Also make cleric irrelevant. I know it won't. Clerics are getting domains Plus, there are other reasons to play clerics. So I don't think it'll make clerics irrelevant. In terms of the flavor, it does a little bit. You know, that is something that I know Sev was also a little concerned about. There was some thought about, well, maybe we should just move it into an enhancement tree instead. But overall, you know, Favored Souls have a stat distribution that is a little bit more challenging. And being able to consolidate it is not only going to be useful for Favored Souls in terms of balance compared to other classes, but it's also going to open up a bunch of multi-class possibilities, which we like to encourage when we can. Can we implement sentient weapons into an 11-year-old game? Well, I guess we'll find out. But yes, that's the plan. All right. Aphasis, you know, you're a very interesting point. He says there seems to be a lot of unfinished, unused parts of the Archon Amrath areas. I think that's right. For a long time, you know, a lot of content was made way back when it was like 2008 for that stuff. And we didn't really have a great place to use it until we did Trials of the Archons, and that we found that treasure trove of unused looks, and we're like, hey, let's bring that stuff out. So I think we've kind of mined most of it at this point, but yeah. Trilogy 29 having an issue redeeming an old Steam Code Black Friday sale. Get in touch with account support through help.standingstonegames.com. They'll take care of that issue for you. New spells soon? Probably not. Spells are something we'd like to do. They're always something we'd like to do. But I think our priorities are going to be elsewhere short term here. Amy Lee 4000 basically wants an XP pause button, like Lotro has. We've not really thought about that for DDO. I appreciate that some people like to play slowly paced. And it's just, DDO tends to be kind of a XP-oriented game. I just don't think it would be real popular. Maybe, though. Alright, heading over to YouTube. When are we going to get new Mysterious Remnant Awards? When we can get to them. When we make items, we're always kind of looking at possibility for that. But I haven't heard of anything short-term. Wish we could choose our destination when using Word of Recall. Word. Randy, it's too soon to talk about the cost, pricing, availability, timeline of Ravenloft. So I can't say how much the pre-sale is going to be. Bruce Shepard wants to find a tiara and wants to know, is there a specific favor somewhere to win one and loot? Check the DDO wiki on named items for head slots. I I bet we've got a name Tiara, and there's somewhere that would be exactly what you're looking for. Alright, quick over to YouTube, or Facebook. What is the knack to laying the torches in terms of distance apart, please? So, my suggestion to learn that is to go into the Kobold Mining Challenge, the one that's in House Caneth. Find a good spot, and just sort of call that run done. You know, use one of your free ones if you don't have the pack, and just see exactly how far you can go. In my experience, when I'm running on my regular speed, I just sort of go like 1,002, 1,002, and tend to find that that's about right. But your mileage may vary, and maybe I could go a little farther. But historically, that's what I do when I'm kind of doing it in my head. So that's my theory. But I'm sure you could get far more exact and precise with that with a little bit of practice. So that would be my suggestion, to do that. Any plans to fix poison spell power, such as for a druid pass? And what way fix? Help me out on that. What about poison spell power? It's not an element, right? So... Reaper's added to Monster Manual? I don't think so. There might be some demand for that, but the thing is we do see Reaper as not for everybody. And Monster Manuals tend to be for a little more widespread than that in the community. So I think if we were to put Reapers into a Monster Manual, there'd be a bunch of people who would be like, well, that's something I'm never going to get. Which I guess might be fine. I don't know. Could happen, I guess. Yeah, poison spell power doesn't exist on items or anything, so certain spells like Creeping Doom are very weak. I think that's working as intended, I hate to say. I mean, we don't have poison spell power. At least not that I'm aware of. Will there ever be anything like relics that players can achieve, like a Rod of the Seven Parts? That has come up in the past about, well, what if we had some kind of super exclusive named item, like maybe a limited number per server and all that sort of thing. You know, you get to wield it for a certain period of time, or whatever. We've never really gone down that route, but it's something that has been kind of bandied around a little bit in the past. I don't know. I think the main issue with having relics like that is you pretty quickly get into a situation of, jeez. Where's the enemies, man? There we go. Pretty quickly get into a situation of, well, how powerful does it need to be, and then how unbalanced is that? But maybe. So. Reaper 1 is just elite. I hear that. I hear that on the forums. Some people believe it to be true. And that's cool if that's you. I think when you actually get in game and see the behavior patterns of people in that, I don't think that's actually true. Reaper 1 is not just elite. Not statistically, anyway. Things jump up in power pretty significantly when you go from elite to even Reaper 1. Now, that doesn't mean you can't do it, but to say it's just the same as elite. Is there a way to get an RSS feed for the div tracker? The div tracker is an RSS feed. That is exactly what the div tracker is it's an RSS feed. Did I mention the weekend bonus? Yes, it is a 10% buddy boost. That means 10% extra XP, not in raids, for every member you have in your party other than yourself, so you can max out a 50% XP boost. That kicks off on Thursday late morning and runs through Sunday. This is also the final weekend for Crystal Cove. Crystal Cove goes away after Sunday, getting shut off Monday morning. I don't know. So someone, Lost Gunman, you have a question about, well, what would I say to someone who wants to take a long break? It's like, well, I try not to tell people how to feel in regards to their playtime, right? Do what you want, man. Certainly we hope and encourage and love that you play the game, but if you're burned out, man, do what you gotta do, you know? Hopefully we can provide content that excites you and makes you want to keep playing. But I'm not really in the business of convincing someone to do something they don't want to do, you know? So. Let's see. Can always death taxi on the word recall thing. Yep, that's true. Alright. How is the new computer? It rocks! The new computer rules so much, it's amazing. I've got DDO on absolute max settings, and it's just incredibly smooth. You know, one of the nice things about that is it really shows you what sort of game performance is possible on a strong internet connection with a fast computer, so that when I do experience any stuttering in that, which I have not yet, invariably I will, I'll know for sure that it ain't my computer. I did actually want to do a quick technical note as well. So I had to install DDO from scratch on the new computer, and it is a DX12 graphics card. It's like a GeForce 1060 and Windows 10 64-bit, so it was a fresh install. When I last installed Windows 10, I upgraded, so DDO and everything was already installed and it all worked just fine. When I went to launch DDO for the first time on Monday after setting up the new computer, I could log in, I could get to the world select screen on the launcher, and when I enter the world, it would just blank out. Basically just like disappear. Go out of the taskbar and everything.
13 more till it opens.
Nice. I'm not going to have time to do that myself. The show's going to end here soon. I am going to get you guys a DDO point code, and I'll put that in the in-game mail a little bit later on today. So what I had to do to fix it is go to Microsoft's website and download the DirectX Runtime End User Redistributable. And it was a web-based one. You basically just click on a download. It ran a little thing where it analyzed your system and installed the other DirectXs. And after I did that, DDO just went fine. So my theory is that even though DirectX 12 is theoretically compatible with 9, 10, and 11, it either isn't really or it isn't, at least when it comes to DDO. So if that is a situation you're running into, that might be some good advice for you. How much RAM, CPU speed, etc.? Oh, you just had to ask. You know I want to brag about my new computer. It is 32 gigs of RAM. It is a Intel Core i7 4.2 gigahertz. GeForce 1060 card. It's got a terabyte hard drive and a 240 gig SSD. I also added two 180 gig SSDs to it. Yeah, and I guess those are the main specs. So, nice and fat and speedy and cool.
You coming back out here Friday, or are you gonna?
Yeah, I'll probably be here Friday and then next Wednesday and Friday as well. So, if I tried having multiple windows of DD open, see how it performs there. You know, I have not multi-boxed in any video game ever. I suppose I should give that a try someday just to see what it's like.
Crystal Cove closes Sunday, doesn't it? The 13th?
It does. So next Wednesday I'll be doing something else. Probably just high-level questing of some kind. Probably actually the Update 36 stuff, because I've not run that on this character in Epic yet. So probably just that. Is the system water-cooled? No. I didn't spring for the water-cooled. But it's fine. It is a pre-build. I normally build my own, but I pre-built this one just because I found a good deal on it. Let them do the work. Alright. I think that's going to wrap it up then with the Weekly Wednesday lunchtime live stream here on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. Thank you very much for watching. We do have shows throughout the week. You can find the full schedule over on twitch.tv/DDOstream, and we have room for your show too. Things are getting a little sparse over on the Twitch channel. We do have plenty of room for new shows, so if you think you'd like to stream regularly, semi-regularly on Twitch, get in touch with me through Twitter, Facebook, or the forums, and we'll look at your channel and set you up. So, alright, thanks very much. Have fun. See you again soon.